Okay, so this is our third week in a 6-step process on the recipe for selling, and it's Brian Tracy's recipe for selling. We kind of went out of order and started with closing the sale. I forget who wanted me to talk about that. So we jumped in, and that's what led us to the Brian Tracy recipe for selling. So we've done closing the sale. We've done how to attract prospects last week. And so you guys should have had a brand new list of 50 plus prospects. How many people did your homework? I'm seeing a couple hands. If you didn't get a brand new 50 name prospects, then that's your homework for this week. You're going to have to double up, double time. Okay. So what we're going to do is the next step. So I think what we started, Brenda, are you meaning to share your screen?
No. Oh gosh. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
So unscreen your unshare your screen, please. So what we're doing this week is we are taking it to that next step and saying, okay, which I heard from a lot of you guys of, okay, so I agree. We all have tons of prospects. What I heard from everybody when we went through last week's process, everyone was like, oh my gosh, I've got more prospects than I even know what to do with. But how do I take it to that next step and literally bring them on board as a customer, bring them on board as a distributor? So with that, Brenda, you need to unshare so I can share my screen with everyone.
I'm trying.
Okay, you're done. You're done. Okay, so this week, what we're going to do is talk about how do you go about, what do I do? So I have a list of 50 names. What do I do? And so I'm going to walk you through these ideas, and then I'm personally going to take you to my new 50 name list, and I'm going to show you and tell you, here's what I'm going to do with this person. Here's how I'm going to connect with that person. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. So what Brenda and I had a conversation the other night and said, okay, what are the ways that we take this list of 50 names and how do we begin that developing a relationship with these people? And that's step 2 in Brian Tracy's recipe for selling, developing relationships of trust. Because really when people either decide to join you in this business or they decide to buy Juice Plus from you, it really is all about you on that first step. It really is. And it's depending on how much trust do they have in you. And so here's some ways to begin building and developing. So having a casual meeting, literally calling someone up and saying, hey, let's meet for lunch. And I'm going to run through these quickly. We're going to come back to them, but then I'm going to go to my actual list of people and we're going to walk through those. A simple telephone call to start the conversation. You may or may not get into a Juice Plus conversation. And immediately, don't push it. Don't force something that doesn't naturally happen. But if you've got it top of mind, the better you do, the more you do this, the better you're going to get at getting into those Juice Plus conversations. The next thing, a text message. Just sending a text message, I was thinking about you. I heard this video. I watched this video. Here's a video, a Juice Plus on research on the very thing you told me you were struggling with, or here's a training that I heard about this or that, or my gosh, I used that Facebook recordings group all the time to look for the videos to share with people. Sending an email. You know what? In an email, you can really detail out and if you're unable to talk to them, an email sometimes will allow them to really capture several different things that you want to share with them. An invite to an event, a vision call. Right after this, Miracle and I are doing a vision call with a prospective distributor, a launch call. So you get a new distributor. doing a 3-way call with your upline and helping getting them launch strong. Or a product story. I was talking to Brenda, and Brenda says she tells her 3-way calls and she tells her product story a lot. So we're going to come back so you can write these down. But now what I'm going to do with you is I'm going to share actually you guys, I'm telling you what, I am pretty excited about, hold on a second here. I just got started, and kudos to those of you who've already done this. I just got started using Teamzy, and I have to say I am in love with it. I love it. Sandy Dial is the one who pushed me. Thank you, Sandy, to start on Teamzy. And I'm going to show you through Teamzy how what I'm going to do. And here's when it comes to my prospects. So I just uploaded almost 1,000 contacts. And so now I am constantly with new prospects. So here's what cycled around for me. Can everybody see this? Okay. So here's what cycled around from a prospect standpoint. So if I'm pulling up these names, and I'm going to be working on prospects today. So the first one is Roberta Dunn. So what am I going to do with Roberta Dunn? Anybody ever said, okay, I've got my list. I don't know what to do from here. I just don't know how to connect with them. Have you ever had that problem? Anybody? Yeah. Okay. So I just read off the list, and I'm going to show you how I'm pulling from that list and how that looks in real life. So Roberta Dunn, her daughter used to cheer with Sydney in high school. Hadn't really seen her in almost 4 years. Saw her while I was shopping one day. We connected, and I invited her to an event. So I really haven't had any conversations with Roberta other than she knows I do Juice Plus. I invited her to my house. So I know I've got another event coming up in a couple of weeks. So I'm going to begin inviting Roberta to my July wellness event at my house. So it's not going to be weird because she hasn't been able to come to the last one. So I'm saying, hey, I'd love for you to join me. You couldn't come last time. Come over, hang out with us. We have a lot of fun. I think you're going to want to hear more about Juice Plus. No pressure. Leave your purse at home. That's my line. Don't even bring your purse. It's not about you buying. It's about you hearing some great information, hearing some other people who's going to be there sharing their health journey. All right, Becky Chin. Becky Chin is a colleague of my husband's. She's got GI issues. I've talked to her in the past. She acts interested, then she'll go cold. Act interested, then she'll go cold. So right now, I'm in the process of looking on Wendy Campbell's team and also on team, is it Eagles? What's the name of that team?
I think it's just Team Eagles.
Okay, well, JP team. It's another one besides Wendy Campbell, which has a great health issues that you can find all kinds of stuff. So one of those two sites I know will give me something new to pass on to Becky Chin to keep her in the loop, keep her interested in Juice Plus, and helping her understand, I know what your issue is, and I'm going to be sure and keep dripping on her in that way. Stephanie Gilly is someone who's told me she wants Juice Plus, but when I send her the information, she goes cold. So I know Stephanie Gilly owns a beautiful home goods store. I'm going to go visit her at her store because face-to-face is when I connect with Stephanie Gilly. Andrew Shockey, he's my new computer guy. His dad is interested because he's had cancer. So I'm going to drip another piece of information, cancer-related, fruits and vegetable related. So I'll go back to either Wendy Campbell or another, maybe to recordings, and find a great recording to continue to drip on Andrew Shockey's dad. And then lastly, Melinda is a gal I met when I sold her something from my house that I was getting rid of. She's a gymnastics coach. I have been dripping on her for a year, you guys. But this time I've been dripping on her with some videos and use Plus Info, and I'm not getting anywhere. And she was really interested not only in being a customer, but also a distributor. So I've dripped on her. Her husband's in military, so I've dripped on her some like an NMD speech from a military spouse. But this time I'm going to call her because I want to really connect. This gal, I think, could be a powerhouse distributor. So I'm going to give her a call. Okay, so if I look back at, can you guys see this again? Our list? Yes or no? Or it's the same thing? Okay, so I got to stop share and share again. Okay, so if I look back at our list, so I employed a casual meeting because that was Stephanie Gilly, who owns the home goods store. I'm going to employ a telephone call. That's the gymnastics gal who I've been dripping on her, but I haven't got her to respond. A text message. I'm trying to think. Did one of them, was I going to text? A couple people I was going to text them videos with disease-specific videos. I don't know if said I was going to use an email. I know I'm going to invite Roberta Dunn to an event. Did that cover everyone? Did that cover the 5 we looked at? All right. So do you see it? I want you guys to use this document here, this simple little document. And I want you, if you haven't already, literally begin going through your list of new names, those 50 new connections. And I want you to identify how are you going to connect with them. Because I think what happens is two things will happen in my opinion. I'm going to stop sharing for now so I can see everyone's face. I think what we do is we either just zip them a text and we don't really take time to really think through what does this person need and how can I truly attract them. Or we just get our big list going, but we never really connect with them. And so what I'm going to challenge you guys to do is, let me call on someone. Okay, Lisa, I hope you're paying attention. I don't see your face. Tell me how many people on your list this week to connect with from a prospect standpoint. Let's see. Are we going to hear from her? I am going to go across. I'm just looking at names. Allison, how many names on your prospect list this week that you're going to connect with?
Hello.
You were hiding from us. I wasn't going to let you do that.
Well, my mom just left town, so I'm going to be honest that I am going to put my hot hands list together after this call. But we had baby showers, and they just said goodbye, and I hopped on and.
Okay. All right. So I caught you off guard. Sorry about that. Okay. Who right now said, I've got a list of 25 to 50 names. I've gone through them, and I've got a good, solid plan for how I'm going to connect with each one of them. Anybody? Okay. LaTanya, tell us. Give us some wisdom.
Wisdom? Oh dear.
So give me your 5 top names on that list and how you're going to connect with them.
Okay. So this week I have 50 people on my list, and I am working. Hold on, I'm going to turn myself up. I am working to connect with them. I have some Facebook messages that I'm going to do. I am doing, hold on, I got to find my list. Oh, where did it go? There it is. I'm sending some videos to about 5 different people that have wanted some information. I'm reconnecting with a few that I'd sent samples to, connecting with them via phone call to see how that went and sending what other information I could have to get orders. So those are kind of my top 4 or 5 is a lot of sending videos and a lot of phone calls.
Okay. So here's what I want to challenge each one of us as we're going down that list. And you guys, this challenge, let's see if we can connect with 20 prospects this week. All right. I know I'm pushing it high, but that's what I want to see. And here's what, thank you, LaToya, for being prepared, and Sharon, thank you for doing that. That's sweet of you. Okay, but here's what I want to make sure we're doing. If you looked at that step 2, it says developing relationships of trust. So although I'm doing exactly what you're doing, LaTanya, here's what I want to challenge all of us, and I'm including myself, is really make that connection with them that's going to develop a relationship of trust. So instead of us just checking it off my list, okay, I sent them a video. What wording can I say? What that is specific to them, that I remember them, that I'm thinking about them, that I care about them, that I understand their challenges. I want you, before you make that connection, that you really know what is individual about your connection with them. Whether it be, like you said, a video, and you're connecting with them on a particular topic, really talk about that you remembered what their issue was. Or, I'm thinking of the gal who I'm going to go see at her store, and just say, I'm going to be funny about it, but just say, I think I have to just come shopping more often to make the connection with you, so she knows we've been trying to connect. She's the one kind of dropping the ball, but I care enough about her that I'm actually going to her store to make that connection again. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she's telling me she wants it, but people get busy. So let's let them know you're going above and beyond the second mile to give them that. Chick-fil-A talks about second mile service. Beyond just sending them some information, we're taking it up a notch and to develop the relationship and make that connection. So anybody on here, look at your list and tell me, look at a name and tell me what is one specific way you're going to connect with someone on your list that is going to make them feel special, remembered, connected with. Someone give me an idea of something specific. Carrie, I saw your hand go up.
I've got a hairdresser. We're going to meet for lunch, have a casual conversation, and just find out what her needs are and go from there.
Good. Okay, so Carrie employed. Does that even make sense? Hope that makes sense. But she's utilizing the casual meeting, and I'll give a little bit of backstory of what I know. This guy, we did an event at Carrie and Joey's house on Thursday night. She wasn't able to come. So to me, when you have events and people don't show up, all that's done is opened a door for you to really begin the conversation. And I think having that event at Joey and Carrie's house opened the door, wouldn't you say, Carrie? To begin having this conversation. It would have been probably weird to just out of the blue maybe ask for lunch, but since she missed the event, this isn't the next steps. So it's like you layer these interactions and you're developing a relationship. And then those of us who live in Peachtree City where I live, last Tuesday night we had an event at my house. We're using this Wednesday night, we're doing a virtual event so that all those people who couldn't come to my house on Tuesday night, they're one up on a level of obligation to us. So they probably will show up on a virtual call since they didn't get to be here in person. So do you see how you parlay one exchange into the next, or exposure is what Eric Worre said. One exposure to the next. So when you finish one exposure, you want to have the next exposure ready to basically implement with that person. And so going from one point to the next point, what you've done is you've just gathered a little more information. So you've deepened the relationship a little bit more. So instead of looking at this as if, oh my gosh, literally when I read that Roberta Dunn, I have been connecting with her, I think at least 7 times in the last 2 years, you guys. 2 years I've been trying to get her to an event. But you know what? Every time she says, oh, thank you for asking me. I can't come, but keep me on your list and call me next time. Well, by gosh, I do. It's getting embarrassing, but as long as she keeps saying, I really want to come. I'm going to keep calling her. She'll either come or she'll learn not to say, keep me on your list. Because I always say, Roberta, I hope I'm not wearing you out. And then I laugh. But I'm going to wear her out till I get her because I think she will be a great distributor. She used to run our back in middle school, she ran our PTA. So I know this girl is a hard worker and she works out. I know she'd be great at this business. Okay, so I'm going to shut up. Let me hear from some of you guys. Give me somebody else who says, okay, I'm looking at my list. Here's how I'm going to connect with XYZ, and here's how I'm going to make it special. Who else?
I'll go.
Thank you, Laura.
I am actually getting together with somebody that I met at church during an Alpha group on Saturday, and taking him and buying him lunch or a coffee. We haven't decided yet, and just catching up and catching up on life, and just going to talk about how he's been.
Okay.
And then he would be an amazing distributor, but for now it's going to be let's catch up and see how each other are doing.
Build the relationship. Very good. Okay, so another casual meeting. Who else? Look at your list. How are you going to connect?
Jane, I talked to several people last week from my church, and I just had several people right now that have cancer, or they've just been diagnosed. And I've been doing a lot of the AEIOUs of Striding Through Cancer, because if you go there, it's not just there's a video from her, there's stuff that she's written, there's stuff that there's even a PowerPoint they can watch. There's a lot of, so I've been sending that out a lot, just as I thought of you because I know you're hurting, or I know you don't know what to do, that kind of thing.
And I love that is my first go-to when I'm dealing with anyone with cancer. And the fact that it's not just Juice Plus specific, it actually gives them across the board ideas on how they can begin to repair and rebuild their health. It is, hands down, it is one of the best tools. If you guys don't know what it is, I will make sure that we put it on our Voxer chat, because it is a phenomenal tool. Phenomenal.
Yeah. Gives a lot of hope. That's the amazing thing. And she talks specifically about needing Juice Plus too.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's a perfect balance. Okay, let me ask something. So, okay, last week we figured out, oh my gosh, everyone has more prospects than they know what to do with. Does everyone agree? I got to see hands. Okay. Do you guys, does anybody on here today, and be honest, feel like, oh, I just don't know how to proceed with these people on this list? Does anybody have anyone? Okay, let's talk about your list. Who's on your list that you're like, I'm just at a loss on how to move forward with them?
I have a whole bunch of prospects as parents in 2 Girl Scout troops.
Okay.
I've got only 2 of those parents have purchased.
Okay.
The rest of them, a few of them are doing another program because my co-leader in one of the troops is promoting that, and she got to them first. So,
okay.
She went from like almost 300 pounds down to she's a size 0 now. So
okay, let me stop you there. I'm sorry, Marie, for interrupting you, but here's what, I don't know if you're on that call when we talked about really getting the verbiage down for our product or business. And when we talked about it, we never want to bash another product, obviously.
No, I'm not bashing her product. I always say she's killing it on that program. It's
right.
The same thing.
Well, and I'm not meaning that you are, but I'm just saying, but what we want to do is distinguish how Juice Plus is different, how Juice Plus is unique.
Yes.
And that's where I wanted to go with you in saying that, great that she's losing weight, but that's not what Juice Plus is.
Right, exactly. But because they all are on her program, which is quite costly, they have extra money now to, they're not willing to try something else while they're doing that. Plus the fact that that program prohibits them from taking something like Juice Plus.
And why would that be when Juice Plus doesn't have any calories really?
I know, but they prohibit anything that is not on their plan.
Well, and so here's what I think how I would approach it. So how many people are we talking about in these troops?
There's about, between the two troops, 25.
And how many are on her product?
She's actually only involved with 12 of the 12 of them,
Okay.
but she's only one troop. So one troop is 12 of the 12 parents.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So
Seven of them are on her program.
okay.
Two of the other ones have bought Juice Plus from me.
So I wouldn't worry about them.
No.
One is weight loss is one select group of people.
Right.
Juice Plus is womb to tomb, and you got a bunch of kids that need Juice Plus too. So
I'm hosting a Veggie Wars at the end of July. So I'm inviting them to that. So that's my way to get in on the kids. I also have somebody I met at a defensive driving class that is coming to a vision board workshop I'm doing at the end of this week.
okay.
And I have another troop, but I'm not real friendly with the moms. Like they're very, I hate to say it, but they're very cliquey, and I'm just not part of that clique. And I'm trying to have a hard time breaking into the circle, quite frankly.
Okay. So if I hear you, even though that's hard because she's gotten that many, there's a majority that aren't using her product. So that's what you focus on.
Correct.
Focus on you're getting 2 for 1 with Juice Plus. It's not weight loss. Our kids desperately need. Think about what makes Juice Plus unique and then exploit the daylights out of that.
Yep. That's what I've been doing.
Then, these people who you're not that close to, I think doing an event and really inviting them and trying to get them, build that relationship, I think is a great idea.
Yeah, I think that's what I need to do before I even introduce the product. Because somebody actually asked me, they saw a post on Facebook about the Shred 10 program and asked me about it. And I told her about it, but she kind of like, maybe, I don't know. And I've reached out to her a couple times when I did like a taste of the Shred, and I've invited her to a couple events, but she hasn't come. And she's part of that group. So I was hoping that was my way in, but I think I still just need to develop the relationship more outside of Juice Plus before bringing it back in.
And that's what this whole step 2 is. Sometimes it can be frustrating. Sometimes a relationship can be built like that. And sometimes it's a process. I told you about that one girl who would be phenomenal distributor. She's a gymnastics coach. She's tapped into the military life. You know what? It's taken me a year now, and I still am just dripping on her. And that's why I want to say, when I say 20 prospects this week, there's a reason. And the reason is exactly what you're talking about, Marie. Some of those prospects are going to go quickly, and some may take you a year, 2, 7 years to get them. And so if all we do is have our blinders on with 10 prospects, and we're wearing those same 10 prospects down, we are not going to build and grow our business. We need to be getting 50, 100, 200, 300. Build that prospect list so big that if someone's not responding to you, it is no big deal.
Right.
You will get them. It may be a year, 2, 3, 5, 10 years from now. I will not give up on them, but they are not going to slow me down, drag me down, because I'm not getting them. Because I've got a distributor list a mile, or a prospect list a mile long. And that it is just who's popping up next, who's popping up who's next. Just continue to develop those relationships, but don't worry about the outcome. And if you talk to enough people, you're going to get enough good responses. That's just how I look at it. If I'm juggling, on my hot hands list, I just counted, I think I got 22 names on there right now that I am in conversation with. So what do I know? I know I'm pretty guaranteed to get 5 customers because I got a pretty good list of people that I'm actually talking about, not to mention all the people cycling through my prospects that I
Right.
start pulling from them.
Right.
So
That's the thing is that I think I'm cycling through a few people right now. On Teamsy, the people that are coming up are the people I'm like, okay. And they're like, I know it's not going to be a fast sell. It's going to be like, I'll drip on them.
yep.
I'll drip on them in a couple of weeks again.
So that would be my recommendation. Broaden that prospect list because they're out there. And those people will come around when the fad of losing the weight and all that goes away. They'll remember you, that you're about nutrition. Their kid can get it for free. So I hope that helps and
It
encourage.
does. It definitely helps. It's encouraging.
Yeah, out of those names I listed, half of them are 2-year-old that I've been dripping on. But that's okay. I don't worry because people 4 years ago are cycling through and they're getting on, or
Yeah.
6 months ago. So
Yeah.
that's 20 prospects this week, you guys. 20 prospects. Make them personal. Make them just think that this is a relationship you want to develop and build, and that's how you approach it, that you are trying to make a connection. All right, I'm going to stop the